Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to cover the writing section. We're going to give a quick writing overview. Again, as remember I told you in previous videos, the reading section is the only section that really requires a lot of studying or a lot of question time learning and a lot of videos. So the writing section is the final section that we're going to cover. It's also the last section in the TOEFL. Okay, so a quick overview of the writing section. The writing section consists of two writing tasks. There's one integrated task and one independent task. The integrated task is called integrated because it contains a listening and a reading. And the independent is independent because you only have to give your opinion. The integrated task lasts for 20 minutes and the independent task is 30 minutes. So in total, you have 15 minutes to complete this section. The test or this section will be scored by a combination of AI and human raters, which means, yes, there will be a human being rating you after all. So principles to take into account when doing the writing section: take notes. Remember, taking notes is really, really important for the listening, the speaking, and the writing section. Not so much for the reading. Actually, in reading, I recommend not to take notes, but for all the other sections, it is very important to take notes. I say in computer, especially for the second task. So for the second task, you're going to see this in the next video. But since you're ending up writing on the computer, you don't really want to waste time from passing your notes from handwritten notes to the computer. So it's better if you just take notes on the computer when you can. Remember the same principle as before, only the information provided exists. Remember, I've been saying this for for all the TOEFL sections, so you do not bring outside information, okay? Yes, there's an independent task, which means in one of the questions, in one of the tasks, you will be asked for your opinion, so you will be asked to bring outside information. But if you're not required to, then you do not bring outside information. And finally, answer the specific question. As I've said before, pretty much if you follow this one of answering the specific question, you pretty much don't need a lot of more strategies or points. Okay, things you want to do: you want to take notes, you want to be specific, you want to focus on keywords. So remember, keywords are the most important words. You're going to check the time. There will be a timer there, and be sure to follow the time. Again, we're going to talk about this in the following video. And you're going to give your opinion only when asked. So remember, if they ask for your opinion, give your opinion. If they don't ask for your opinion, do not give your opinion. Things you don't want to do: don't try to understand everything. Again, this is a principle that goes through all the TOEFL. Don't bring outside information when it's not required. Again, for the opinion question, yes, you will be able to bring outside information and you're required to bring outside information. Otherwise, do not do it. Do not rely on your memory. Remember, memory is fragile. And even if you can, you're pretty much tired from all the tests, so you do not rely on your memory, okay? Basically, do not give your opinion if not asked. I know I've said this too many times before, but it is important. Okay, how to take notes. Again, we have covered this in the listening, speaking, and now we're going to cover this in this section. You're going to copy as much information as you can with as few words as possible, okay? So remember, we don't want to use full sentences. We don't want to use full sentences for words. So what are we going to do instead? We're going to use abbreviations, we're going to use symbols, we're going to use initials, and we're going to use charts and drawings if needed. In the writing test, there's very little chance you're going to use charts and drawings, although you may, so I'm still putting it there because everything that helps you remember what exactly you mean when you write, just use it, okay? Remember, the notes are just for you. As long as they work for you, they are good notes. They don't have to work for someone else, and nobody is going to rate your notes. So you just have to take notes that work for you, that are efficient for you, and that's enough. And actually that's what's necessary. Okay, the general strategy. Again, we will be covering the specific strategy for each task in the following video. But again, as an overview of the general strategy, you want to take notes while listening. So in the first integrated task, there is a reading and there is a listening, and you want to take notes while listening. Again, just like you did in the listening section and just like you did in the speaking section. You want to look for keywords both in the listening and in the reading, and you're going to go to a specific part of your notes. This goes for everything, for the listening, for the reading, meaning for the first integrated task, and for the independent task in which there's no listening and no reading. You're going to prepare order and vocabulary. This is important. You don't really want to spend too much time in the vocabulary section. So when you're listening, take notes. Like, the keywords are also words that you're going to use when you write. So you don't have to kind of look for the words. You must have the words already there. And when you prepare for the independent task too, so if you think of a word, just write it down. Okay, you don't want to look for the word again. You may forget the word. Just write down everything. It's like a brainstorm. So just prepare all the words that you can think of. So then you don't have to waste time looking for them. And finally, you want to be mindful of your time, which means you want to check the time and you want to make sure to use the time accordingly and do not exceed the time limit. I mean, you won't be able to. And also try not to rush too much. I mean, we're going to see this again in the next video, but just be mindful of your time. Okay. Again, the question types, the first integrated task is a reading plus a lecture. You first get the reading, then you see, and then you hear the lecture. And the second independent task is the opinion. Again, there are only 2 question types. Okay, there are only 2 tasks. There's nothing else. Recommended material, as per the other sections except reading, I recommend you to practice on full practice tests on YouTube. There are a couple of channels I've been sending or linking in my other videos. I still recommend those. If you can find more, then do them. Again, try to practice with full practice tests. There are also official practice tests, and if you access any software that works with practice tests, still use them. Recommended tutor, of course, I still recommend myself as a tutor. And again, in case you haven't seen the other videos, I do recommend that you find a tutor that you feel comfortable with. You have to be comfortable with your tutor, and you don't pay to just watch you read or watch you listen. Okay, like, you want a tutor that it's efficient. Again, I also recommend you to take the practice test so you can measure your improvement. Okay, that's it. We're going to see, in the next video, we're going to see the specific question task, the specific writing task and how to solve them.